The sun is rising over the broken railroad, and we are headed to the far territory to finish literally all of the tales. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of The Long Dark in our Against All Odds series. I am, as I said, here in Broken Railroad. The sun is just starting to come up. I was very careful in the last episode, in case you missed it, not to put myself in a bad position as I move into this zone, because it's the kind of zone, I don't know if it's just me, I don't know if it's just kind of the way that the zone tends to catch players off guard, because we think that we can just move into the Broken Railroad being familiar with it. Maybe there's certain elements of being familiar with every zone in the Long Dark that, like, when not considered properly, can lead to disaster. But this zone in particular, if you move quickly from Milton straight into this zone with very little kind of in-between or pause, well, if the weather's bad and if the sun is setting, your confidence can get, a few dents put in it pretty quickly by this zone. So I made sure to not let it do that to me this time. We sat out a storm in Forlorn Muskeg, and we are now on the way into Broken Railroad proper. We're going to cruise right through Broken Railroad because we are headed to the far territory. And the reason that we want to head to the far territory is that, like I said, we have to finish all of the tales. And I say all because there's the first one, which is almost done, Signal Void. And then we have to do Buried Echoes, which I don't know if Buried Echoes actually requires me to return in any way to Great Bear proper. I really don't know. I haven't done Buried Echoes before. I haven't been to the Zone of Contamination yet, so this has been a long time coming. Yeah, I know. Those of you just joining us, it's June, and I'm saying out loud, yeah, I haven't been to the Zone of Contamination. It's been a busy year, but we're almost there. And with that, once that's done, assuming that we can get it done prior to the update, I mean, I'll be honest, as long as I can get the episodes recorded in advance, I'm pretty confident at this point that I can get it done prior to the update dropping. I don't know what the schedule for the series will be like, but then, once those two tales are done, the final tale, the third tale, will be in the new zone, and we will have the opportunity to just jump right in with that one. So that's kind of cool. Alright, I'm gonna hang out on the left, or sorry, my other left, right-hand side of the tracks here. Because I think there can usually be wolves. And I have run into some here in this playthrough. I remember shooting a few in the face. Matter of fact, I know visibility is probably not great on YouTube, but we're going to get the rifle out, just in case one surprises me. We are at a point where the wildlife population should be dwindling a bit, so I don't expect to see as many wolves as we saw coming in. But that doesn't mean I am letting my guard down. One of the things that I sort of hinted at it a moment ago, talking about how cautious I was coming into the zone, but like, because I'm now in such a good position survival-wise, because I have such good gear, because I'm, like, I know where I'm going and I feel like things are going well, I am doing everything I can, including with my commentary and just my self-talk, as I share my thoughts with you out loud. I'm doing everything I can not to accidentally become overconfident. Not to accidentally... Yep. Hold that thought. Not to accidentally let my guard down and live to regret it. Or, die regretting it. Because that would be a shame. Alright. One wolf ran off that way. I'm gonna very quickly move down this direction, hopefully before he comes back and aggroes. It's gonna be kind of close. And of course there could be more wolves straight ahead of me. It's honestly surprising given what I had just said about the wolf population. I think... Alright. I think I see... Yep, there's one right there. There's at least one in the yard, which is expected. We are cold, so rifle hands are a little shaky. I don't really trust my sniping at them. Oh, there's two. Okay. You know what? You know what that means? We're going to do this the old-fashioned way. First time I've actually drawn the Warden's revolver. Let's run him off. I've got all this ammo. Perfect. I think they both ran behind the building immediately. That couldn't have gone better. That couldn't have gone better. Okay. Let's get inside here and take stock of, first of all, anything that I might still have here in Broken Railroad. This is not my first time in the maintenance shed in this series. This is a very, very vital waypoint. These ski boots, some ragged running shoes. All right, so I can check the condition of my leather clothing items and possibly repair them with some of that stuff, although it's not really super necessary. Are those pinnacle peaches? Yep, those are ruined pinnacle peaches. And here's the thing, I can consume those. And I'm going to. They're ruined, but now that we have Cooking 5, I can eat those. So there's that. I've got still a decent amount of water. Hello? Where's the bed? There's the bed. Right, let's now sleep for about 4 hours, because we need to warm back up. We lost a little bit of health on the way in there. But I'm just going to keep moving if I can. We're going to have to run those wolves off, but it won't be too difficult as long as the weather is decent. One thing I will acknowledge is that I didn't grab as many cattails as I wanted to grab on my way through 401 Muskeg, because it was dark. I needed to have eyes out for bears and wolves. And frankly, I'm just trying to stay moving. So don't have a lot of food on me. That is an interesting reality to be living with as I move into this leg of the series. But there are upsides to that, in that I'm not carrying a ton of stuff right now. And that is nice. Alright, I think I see, yeah, it's a hacksaw there. Nice. Let's... Yeah, we're just gonna run them off. I might be able to avoid this one. Let's see what we can do. Yep. I think that wolf just de-aggroed. Interesting. That was a very, very quick de-aggro. I think I broke line of sight, and the wolf couldn't find a path to me. It's kind of rare, but in these kind of junkier zones, I would imagine it's less rare in the zone of contamination. Zone of contamination, from what Raphael has said, obviously it's been out for 6 months, but I haven't been there yet. From what Raphael said about it in the announcement, it is the most built up zone in... Hello? In all of the Long Dark. Okay, hold on. How far did you run just now? Not far. You know what? I have rifle ammo. Don't mess with me. And I went to a lot of trouble to get it. Thank you very much. One of the reasons it's June. And we're just now getting here. Okay. I don't think there's going to be any, no, there's not. I've already, already searched that multiple times. Okay. Let us cross back into the far territory. Rusty dog food. I probably left that behind in the same way that I left the Pinnacle Peaches behind. I may even find other food items like that along the way that were ruined or low condition when I dropped them, but now I can eat them. So that's going to be really handy. Matter of fact, I may go ahead, let me grab these sticks while I'm on the way. Because we gotta get every single stick, folks. Necessary. Yeah, I can definitely eat that dog food, and I'm gonna do that, because that's 500 calories. And a decent amount of weight that I'm carrying around, too. Also, I need to drop those cans. There we go. Okay, I don't have a ton of lantern fuel, so I want to be somewhat conservative with this, but how's that torch?
I think I can use
Ooh,
this.
64%? You had me at hello. 64% torch. We're going to use the Fire Striker. Beautiful. And here we are. Pry bar. The game leaves lots of pry bars along this particular stretch, just to make sure that you're not without something that you need in a part of the game where you need it. It's kind of hilarious, though, because it's a long enough stretch of, like, just terrain and space that players who are really vigilant might even be, like, new to the game and just kind of notice, like, you really want me to find a pry bar right now, don't you? I mean, for that matter, any of us might notice, but it's just an amusing, like, it doesn't happen too often in the Long Dark, to quite the degree that it happens here. What's this? It's ruined. Actually, I can grab that for a stick. And I will. Oh wow, that was fast. Okay. Amazing how fast that is when I don't have a Travois. Oh my god. Okay, so I do think I have the climbing rope set up, so I'm going to go ahead and go out this way. I can't remember if I left anything in the train car. Remember, this was a resource stash for me at a previous point in the series. Looks like the weather is starting to get a little bit spicy, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Let's go ahead and put this torch out, because that's a nice torch, and I'd rather have that for warmth later on. Oh, the climbing rope is not set up. Is the rope up here? I'm not sure if the rope is up here, but I do want to check. I mean, it's clearly not tied, but I do want to check and see if I left anything here. No, oh wow. I cleaned this place out. Okay. I thought it's possible I might have been like kind of judicious and left some stuff. So apparently it is possible. I've said this a few times in this series already. It is possible to get over that. I think Zach found a route at some point. I don't know that route, so we're just going to go down to the bottom. Might give me an opportunity to check for other supplies. And I think, if memory serves, I think I will still pass some areas. Let's get this back out then. I will still pass some areas where I left some supplies previously, so I may still find some food. I might even find... Didn't I have some bags of flour? I feel like I went out of my way to try and keep those with me. But there may have been some that I sacrificed. So we might get lucky here and get some food. While still conserving momentum, because I want to make sure I'm continuing to make progress. Wolf? 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 Hello? No dice. Unless the wolf is over in the left-hand corner, immediately to my right now. Which is possible, I guess. Nope. Perfect. Now, I assume that wolf that I just heard howling is down here. I'm just going to assume that outright. But I don't see it. So the only other place it can be is over on the other side of the rocks, which is interesting. Haven't had too much luck running into wolves over on that side of the rocks. Yeah, I hear it. It's up there. It's up there. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Alright, grab some sticks. Again, if I'm going to be cooking in just a second, I want to have my cooking implements. Did I grab... Okay, I did. For a second, I thought I might have left the cooking pot on top of the fire barrel. And the musk egg again. Hi, bunny. Don't mind me. That would have been an easy bunny kill. Would have been too easy. Alright, into the cave. Moment of truth. This is... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, so these are good torches. Lantern fuel in spades. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Okay, so what I'm going to temporarily do is pick up... I guess what I'll do is pick up all these torches. I assume some of these are ruined. That's a lot of torches. Why was I carrying that many torches? Pick up the Go energy drink. I have some salt, some old mill flour. It's probably not great condition. Still 46%. What the hecking heck? Okay. Alright, we're going to drop that fuel because it's way too heavy. I do need to sharpen the hatchet, and I probably need to do that before I do virtually anything else. So let's go ahead and do that. Been sitting on that for a few episodes now, kind of noting that it needs to be sharpened. So thankfully my sharpening skill is pretty good at this point, so it won't take as long as it would otherwise. Looks like we're gaining 4% per repair at the moment. I believe the maximum is 5. What was my sharpening skill at? 44. Really? I thought it was higher. Okay, well. Still getting faster and faster. Yeah, still getting 4% per repair, but don't want to have this thing snap on me at just the wrong time, so totally worth it to spend some time doing this real quick before we keep moving. Then I can take inventory of some of the other stuff I'm carrying, not bring all those torches with me, but bring the best condition torches. Because remember, the road into the Forsaken Airfield is long. It's not exactly like a quick trip. And I'm not even talking about the road we're on right now. I'm talking about once we get into the Forsaken Airfield, the path from the entry of the zone to the airfield itself. And then we have to wait for an aurora at the airfield. Well, we can wait for an aurora anywhere in the zone, but we're going to wait at the airfield. Okay, that's fully sharpened. The knife probably needs it too, would be my guess. Knife actually doesn't need it. Okay. So, let's take a look at torches. First of all, we're going to harvest that one. And I will sort by condition and just very quickly drop the lesser condition torches. I'll keep that whetstone. It'll be used up soon enough. I could use it on the knife, in fact, and that would completely use it up. Okay, we're going to keep those 4 torches. Yep, this should do perfectly. And give me an excuse to drop 1 whetstone. Oh, interesting. It broke a little bit early. Okay, well in that case I'm not going to worry about getting the knife all the way repaired up. Let's go ahead and drop that. What else can I drop, if anything? I've got a lot of sticks. More sticks than I need. Well, not really, but... yeah, I'm going to go ahead and drop the Go Energy Drink. It's just, these things are always... I always end up dropping them because it's just... why would you carry it with you everywhere you need to go? It's just, it's so heavy. It's so heavy. Okay, I need to sleep, but we're going to get through this cave first. Visibility is actually pretty good. Okay. Just kidding, visibility is terrible. Let's get out the lantern. It was just that first segment where we could actually see. Now we're going to need to go in and hopefully remember the way. Okay, looks like I just need to go around this way, and then let me guess, this will dip down into the ground. Or no, it will actually go up higher. I guess. I am still picking up sticks. That's further encumbering me. I know, but I might need to be... yeah, we're going to need to make some water and potentially doing some cooking so that I can not lug that flour everywhere and so that I can actually consume that extra weight that I'm carrying. So we're going to need to convert that into something edible before too long. I can't believe the condition on it's still so good. Cave's like a natural refrigerator, I suppose. Okay. And speaking of things that I might be able to consume, that is probably some... let the memes continue. That is some ruined tomato soup, most likely. No, rusty tomato soup. 9% condition. But we're going to eat that because we can. We're just not going to eat it now. Okay. So we've made it through the cave. However, it is time to sleep. So, before I sleep, let's go ahead and get this cooking done. Alright, fire striker, stick. I won't use any accelerant. We don't need to. Just not necessary. Thank you very much. So we're going to go ahead and get this done. Again, having the flour cooked into some bannocks is going to be preferable. Because at least all of that extra weight I can do something with. It will take a little bit of time to make it happen, though. I really wish they would put... I don't have cooking oil. Damn. Okay. Well, never mind. We're not doing much cooking, but I can at least cook this tomato soup. Cooking it won't really do any good because I'm not going anywhere. But I started the fire. I'm not even going to heat anything necessarily, so... Yeah, I don't have cooking oil. Well, in that case, what I'll do, I'm just going to leave it. Just going to leave it. Because we're likely to find, like I said, plenty of stuff in the time ahead. So, I guess the one thing I will get from this fire before I put it out is we're going to get a healthy amount of water. Okay, drink that. I'll have plenty left, and with that done, we can sleep for... You're going to get 8 hours and change, or maybe 8 hours exactly. Most of the night, well, actually, it might be about just past midnight. No, middle of the morning. Okay, so let's pass time for 4 hours. Oof. This is... Okay, stop. I don't want to lose condition unnecessarily. I definitely am coming into this zone with less food than I thought I would have. That's an interesting turn of events. I think I probably will find more cattails, not only in the transition zone that I haven't picked yet, but I'm also likely to find some in the Forsaken Airfield, so I'm not worried, but it is interesting because I've been talking about how good my supply situation is. And I wasn't able to pick as many as I thought I would be able to in Forlorn Muskeg because the wolves were on the tracks. The bear, 2 bears in fact, were on the tracks. Please, speaking of bear, no comments about guys drinking their pee, Jennifer. Thank you. Improvised down bedroll is in my inventory. Let's get moving. So it's not quite dawn. Did I just hear a wolf? I think I did. Although, you know what? Hang on. We're actually going to go back inside the cave. Not because the wolf is a concern. It is a concern. But just because, like, look, it's cold out there. That is an active aurora. And I would prefer not to lose condition unnecessarily, given that we still have such a gauntlet ahead of us. So let's pass time for 1 more hour and then maybe sleep for an hour. Is it going to let me? No, it's not. Pass time for 1 more hour. And now sleep for an hour. Again, in any other map, I would have just gone out there and kept moving. But we have so far to travel that I would rather conserve time and energy. So if I've spent time healing and getting ready for the trip, I'm going to protect that so that I'm not, like, constantly second-guessing and having to stop and rest. If I build in the time, as I said in Forlorn Muskeg, to travel safely and try and stay healed. Yeah, see, it's not as cold now, which is nice. I feel like we're likely to run into that wolf up here, because this is around the area where I was hearing those howls coming from. And again, I feel like I heard a growl when I came outside the cave. I think you can just go straight under here. Yes, you can. Beautiful. Yeah, fun fact, you don't have to duck there. So if you ever are nervous about where the wildlife might be, you don't have to worry about actually hitting any buttons there. You can just walk under it. Okay, nothing straight ahead. This game is messing with me right now. I thought, like, if you're listening with headphones, I don't know if you heard what I just heard to my left. I think it was just a very softened sound of some snow, like, plopping onto some other snow. Because they do have a lot of those kind of sound effects built into the game, and it's really nice. But sometimes it sounds like footsteps, okay? And it's nerve-wracking. Okay. I'm gonna be really surprised if I don't run into the wolf here. I don't know quite where he is. I'm expecting him ahead on the left. Yep. Right there. I think that's a hit. Hello? There it is. Oh, maybe not a hit.
Jesus, this is cold.
Maybe not a hit. Okay, well, I don't have long then to line up this shot before hands start getting shaky. So, where'd the wolf go? Behind one of those trees or hills. I saw it turn around. Oh, there it is. Got him. Doing reasonably well with my ammo. I haven't squeezed off too many rounds that haven't actually hit their mark. I think...
I'm so cold.
I think I'm pretty sure I can still count the number of misses on one hand. It's between 3 and 5. Possibly 6. But we're doing pretty good, because we still have 60 rifle rounds. Although, we did have 70 just a few episodes ago. So, you know, need to be careful with that. Alright, is that? No, that's stone. It's a little bit cold. Need to be mindful of that. I probably... in hindsight, I just walked by... I'm going to keep moving, but I just walked by a couple of sticks that I shouldn't have walked by. Oh, car battery. That's interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and get the lantern out just for visibility's sake. Because YouTube compression, unfortunately. But even without YouTube compression, this tunnel would be pitch black right now. There are some really lovely nighttime views in the long dark, especially like dusky, twilighty nighttime views that get absolutely murdered by YouTube compression. It's a shame. It's a shame. But if you've played the game, you know what I'm talking about because you've experienced it. So you can you can imagine it when I say it's happening because you don't always see it in those moments unless I have a lantern out. And even then, some of the nighttime views just don't go particularly well. Okay, so there is a cedar limb here. This would take how long to chop up? 45 minutes? That's 45 minutes of losing condition, though. I think I'd rather keep moving. How am I doing on... Yeah, I've got 10 sticks. It's not like I have no sticks at all. You know what? I'm kind of tempted to start a fire by that cedar limb. And use that to, like, heat all of my coffee. But I would rather go a little bit farther and do the same with hopefully another limb in another moment or two. I'm taking a bit of a risk here in the name of continuing to move. But also, we're not far from shelter. That's the other thing. So I can take a little bit of condition loss because we're approaching the far territory. We've made it through the far range branch line. And now, yep, we're here. I don't need to worry. We are good. This is the transfer pass. So now that we're at the transfer pass, this is the region, in case you've missed it, if you haven't checked out any of the Tales DLC yet, if you weren't here earlier in the series, this is the region where you can access the new zones that are a part of the Far Territory DLC. The third one is forthcoming. It'll be here before you know it. Now, one thing I've noticed when I've come into the transfer pass is that it seems like, I mean, there are some ptarmigan, and I think there are some deer, but I don't think there are any hostile wildlife here. There are no bears, no wolves. Although the way the mechanics are described, eventually, I guess, nice. I'm going to grab that cedar firewood. A cougar might show up here. Maybe. Maybe. Don't know for sure. But the way the cougar mechanics are set to work in this update that's forthcoming, the mountain lion will finally be added to the game. And the way those work is that if you linger in a zone for too long, kind of like the Dark Walker, you'll start to get signals from the game. You'll start to get cues that a cougar has moved into the area. And basically, the cougar is a way of encouraging players to keep moving. And now I'm actually wondering, as I talk about this again, I'm wondering how customizable that pattern of pressure will be. I mean, I'm sure we'll be able to turn the cougars on and off. That in custom difficulty, which, if you're new to the channel, that is something that I've kind of been big on in virtually every game that I play. I tend to do either custom gameplay or modded gameplay of a lot of games on the channel, but Long Dark, even before there was a custom mode in the game, I was a big advocate for allowing us to tweak settings individually. And there are still some settings that I wish they would add. So I'm kind of wondering now, like, okay, so you can turn the cougar on and off, but what about, like, making the cougars more or less aggressive? And I don't mean aggressive when they're attacking you, I mean aggressive in terms of how quickly they move in. I wonder if that will... My guess would be that it's customizable. My guess would be that they will allow us to change that. I think I see some cattails. I don't think I ever fully scavenged this pond for cattails. I partially did. It's wild to be back here already. Oh, maybe I did. Yep, that's a cattail head. Thought I saw more, but I guess not. Eyes playing tricks on me. Every now and then, when the blades of tall grass kind of cross, they will resemble one of those heads poking up at the moment of their kind of intersection. Just graphically, they'll look very similar. And it can be hard to distinguish whether you're actually looking at a cattail you haven't picked or just an optical illusion. Okay, so we are approaching the train station. We do need to head... I know that there's some excitement about Zone of Contamination now, so we need to hold our breath a bit because we're not going to Zone of Contamination yet. We still have to finish Signal Void, and the conclusion of that is apparently in Forsaken Airfield. But one of the things I'm really excited about as I end this episode... You can tell because I'm talking fast. One of the things I'm really excited about as I end this episode is it is daytime. Matter of fact, it's not even noon. So what I can do is I'm going to just get some rest for a bit here so I can recover some condition. It's nice and warm in here. I have some corn I'm going to have to eat in order to feed myself because I don't have any more cattails, which is wild. But I also have those, oh, what are they called? The roots. I don't know why I suddenly can't remember. Burdock. Let's munch on those as well, just to have a little bit of food. And then we will have to find some way to eat in the next episode. But one thing I'm going to go ahead and do, we're going to drink. We'll stop this episode here after I take a quick nap. Let's see. I don't want to sleep for too long. I think what I'm going to do is just sleep for, like... Tell you what, let's sleep for 1 hour just to warm all the way up. Get the save point. At the beginning of the next episode, what I will do is go ahead and start a fire and warm up some coffee to kind of get me through, and that'll give me some additional calories as well. 107 days, 1 hour, and some change. Nice. We're going to start a fire, at the beginning of the next one, and then we're going to head into Forsaken Airfield. And again, the nice thing is we have time to make it into Forsaken Airfield. So if we are lucky with this coming night in this travel time, we will have the opportunity to quickly finish Signal Void and then turn right back around and come out to the zone of contamination. If we are lucky. We'll have to see how that plays out, though, because that's a pretty big if. We have the auroras turned up to be faster, but we'll just have to see if that is the way that the dice break in our favor, because we have had a pretty good run of luck so far with finishing up the last few steps of Signal Void. HRB went really fast. We've gotten here really fast. So maybe we will have to wait a few nights for an aurora. That's possible. I would rather prepare for that and have that expectation down now, and then be pleasantly surprised once we get to Forsaken Airfield when we get an aurora immediately. So fingers crossed. We'll see. But I'm expecting to have to wait a little while. But the zone of contamination is right around the corner. Finally. It's been a long time coming, but we're here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along for early episodes, channel emotes, and member badges. Look for the join button. New episodes drop at 1 p.m. US Eastern Time every day but Wednesday, and comments are always welcome. So leave your thoughts below, and I'll see you next time.